verdict. That's what I should do from now on.
That's one way to make a prediction, but they've solved it.
We're
We're
back.
ready to go. And it's going to be Godsent starting out on the T side. They've got armor on 4 this time, so not as much utility base. It's Pronax that's going to be holding a smoke and 2 flashes. The smoke on this map is extremely important, especially on a pistol round. Phelps doing the same as his Henny, so they've got 3 armor, a kit on the CT side. Fast play at Ivy. They've passed each other. Twist doesn't realize it inside of that smoke. Phelps, he's almost gifted 2 as they jump by, but it's only 1. It's Twist to turn around and get the shot. Either way, it's the CT side that still prevails as the rotation from Bolts comes in. It's going to drop this down to just Pronax. He's elected to go B as they didn't win that commitment at Ivy. He was going to come in from A main. Instead, he'll still get a bomb plant out of this. So it salvages something in the round. Quick on-the-spot decision from Pronax, and it could mean the earlier buy. He'll still trying this to do what he can.
It's very unlikely to win this, so that goes without saying, but he gets a bomb down and we could potentially get 1 kill, maybe 2, get another $600 as well. It definitely helps the situation. So full defuse comes in. Cities don't have a kit, but there it is, the final kill from Showtime. And decent exchanges there towards the Ivy area as well. They tried to smoke it out and allow their teammates to rush together the T side. It didn't really work in their favor. And the defuse works out. Pronax getting the bomb down there. That's important. You would assume that it won't be a full buy. It'll just be waiting for the AKs in the third.
I would assume so. That few pistols, Schneider and Pauf is all they're going to go for. Got a smoke on Pronax and Twist, so it does actually bring them down a little bit. Could have saved it a little bit more and had better utilities for that early buy.
I think they'll be going towards inside. Try and spray down the lower ramp, maybe towards connector as well. They have got 1 player lurking towards outside.
Elecro.
Okay, so what's his plan here? Glock in hand. Dead now.
Of course. Showtime nade well timed because they're going to jump down. That does damage. He's able to close it out with the M4, and Pulpus does the same on Twist. No plant this time. Certainly not. As Showtime holds off against Pronax. So now what's the call going to be with that little bit of investment made? They'll still be in a position where they can bring up a bit more, but how much can they really afford on top of it? And they have to see some SMGs complement it.
There's the spray down here. It was a pretty simple procedure. These rounds are normally throwaway. If the terrorists can somehow find a plant, that would be an absolute dream, but not going to be too badly equipped here. Going to have AK-47s, no grenades, flashbangs, and looks like they're going for a fast attack here. Schneider, so influential in the second map. Let's see if he can continue his form here with the AK. It's waiting for a CT drop on top of that green train, but it's going to be powerful on the other side. Getting control of the upper platform as well. They're so far so good with the terrorists, getting some decent real estate on the map as well, leaving Schneider outside to try and work some magic there. Signing the full back though. Once the terrorists have control of the upper platform, it can be a very dangerous position for the CT, but Showtime's waiting on the other side.
Lucas as well is playing aggressively in A site right now up by the E-box. No one's going to head that direction, but it does mean he's closer to Pop Dog if they try and go for a fast rotation. Bolts and Showtime. Showtime behind the spool. He's going to play off the information relayed to him inside of the B site. And still no rotation coming in from the CTs. They're not fully convinced by this. Phelps has got closer to A main, hasn't spotted anyone, but still no movement from Lucas. They pick up from Showtime through the nade. That's going to let him turn his attention back over to the front of the site where he gets dropped in the end by Twist. But it still leaves Bolts alive. Good shot by Lecro. That opens everything up, and Lucas hasn't gone for the flank style rotation. He's gone back towards Z connector. He's got the M4 with the jump across. Lecro spots the head, and it's going to be Pauf to close out on Phelps. Henny, he's got to get the hell out and save that AWP because the early buy doesn't mean they've stabilized the economy enough.
Yeah, terrorists are certainly lacking there in terms of grenades getting into the inside bomb site. Lost the first couple exchanges, but Lecro, the romantic story of him coming into this team just seems to be getting stronger and stronger every single tournament. Hits the 2 headshots that are required, and that's going to be Henny's in a complete save situation here, trying to keep the AWP strong. And Godsent pick up the third round force fight after getting the bomb down in the pistol. Just checking there, no diffusers coming in, just making sure everything's under control.
Yeah. Those flames are nice and warm when they go off.
They are.
But they do survive with that AWP. And that gives them the grounds and confidence to force around it. So it's a FAMAS only for Phelps. And a UMP for Lucas. You'll see it in a second when we jump back in. But 2 M4s brought up for Bolts and Showtime. They don't have a kit again. Immortals seem to not like those. They like to do it the hard way.
They really don't like diffuse kits. It's, yeah, they want to make it challenging. Well then, we do go into round number 4 here. No AWP purchase for Godsent whatsoever. It's 5 AKs. We have the smokes and Molotovs to work with as well, of course, but it's going to come down to this Henny AWP. He's actually towards that lower ramp right now, looking for the first pick. He's got backup from the teammate in upper ramp. As soon as Henny pulls the trigger, that's on his teammate's face.
Not successful from Henny this time, but Showtime's not going to jump on that immediately. And with Henny going more passive, Showtime has to do the same. He'll fall back inside of the site. Pauf was waiting for a push out toward Ivy. He's late to this play on B, so they're going to slow it up. Smoke goes down on sidewalk. That limits Showtime's presence. He's going to try and get aggressive inside of it. They spray through. It's only one bullet that lands, but look at Lucas. He's been playing this position round after round and never really seen action. It finally pays off as they line it up. Lucas gets 2, a third, and a fourth, all with the UMP, and Pauf will answer, but that UMP has built him up so much money and takes the round completely out of the hands of Godsent.
Unbelievable positioning there. Terrorists didn't see that coming. You don't really see that many spray downs against a fully equipped terrorist team with the UMP. That's absolutely godlike. Let's see it again. As he gets the first shot there, they line up for him in a second. That's fine, that's pretty standard, but there's these last two. Very impressive stuff there from Lucas, and that's a big round for them to win as well. But it'll be certainly an eco for the CTs here, and they go 3-1, and they've broken the economy of Godsent. They are on a full reset, so it's going to be $1,400 coming in for them. Just got a couple of upgraded pistols, but Henny kicks things off with the AWP shot, takes down Lekro. And now they don't really have to work too hard for this one. Godsent are going to sit back. Immortals, the first kill. Schneider with the Desert Eagle comes out of main. Trying to make something happen here, but it's a tall order, that's for sure.
Twist has made it out at upper of the B site. He can start to lurk around on this, but Showtime, oh, he just about spotted that. Running away is going to give Twist actually a drop on this. He's going to have no idea Showtime. So this will be a gun picked up, a kill,
nice.
And a rifle. It may actually be, you're right, build up more money. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And an M4 grab. This will bode well going into the next round. He might try and do a little bit more. Smoke's going to allow him to cross over, but taking that nade, he knows there's one there, and he reads it perfectly. Bolts goes down back to the pistol as he runs out of ammo, though. And Lucas with the flash is able to push through and capitalize. So the M4's gone, but good money built up with the knife nonetheless. However, bomb ticking.
They've got kids this time, though.
And that's all due to just getting that M4 and pushing that far advanced. He's able to hold him out long enough to get the bomb plant down. So a very good eco round from Godsent, but you're right, they do have kits. And with that single kill, Pauf, no Molotov in the high ground. It's already going to be defused.
Well, yeah, decent attempt there by Twist. He sneaks his way in from upper ramp, and that can be quite easy to do. The CT's playing defensively, just one player there as well. It all comes down to timing. Once he got in, got the knife gun, as you said, a ton of money obtained by him. 4-1 though for Immortals, they do recover. There's the knife replay on your screen right now. And does some decent work to take down Bolts in that connector area as well, using his smoke perfectly. Single AWP setup, back on towards Henny this time. Seems like Godsent are more than happy just to roll the 5 AKs. We haven't seen much in terms of execution from them so far. As well, like defaults, getting map control and trying to force their way in together. The Henny, this is where it changes up. He goes towards upper ramp, and what a shot that was. It takes down Lekro to open things up, and he's able to fall back as well by using his incendiary just to cover that upper ramp position. Teammate watching lower as well. That's going to be Showtime, so really good start to the round. Terrorists need to be Molotov in that position at the start. They can't allow the CTs to have that first pick. You could see they were kind of ready for it. They had 2 players watching it, but the AWP's always going to have to drop on them there.
Pronax and Twist over toward B. Schneider, Pauf just coming over late. Actually, take that back. The minimap throws me off. They're down below, so they're actually toward A main, which suggests a fake on this B side. Pronax going to commit to it. What's the play? With the 2 players at A main, you would have thought back down Pop Dog and try and go for a fast plant on the A side instead, but Showtime shutting down Pronax. Bomb is slowly getting back to that ladder position as Schneider picks up one. Pauf's going to find the second on Phelps, but they lost Schneider in the process. Late nades out towards E to try and buy them space, but this open plant, if Bolts walked forward sooner, he could have easily denied that. Elects not to. They'll play this slow. We know that Immortals likes to do so. They've got 1 kit this time on Henny. And Twist isn't comfortable here. He doesn't know where to go in the post plant, but does find Showtime in Z connectors. He jumps up. Now they've got a real chance at this as he waits toward Hitch. Bolts has to commit a wide peek to find him in the corner. That works out. And Bullets, they miss. And he almost gives himself up with the pistol. It's back to the AWP. And Pauf, time ticking. He's already got it lined up. That was close with the crosshair.
Very close indeed, but Pauf holds his nerve there. It was a very difficult situation, but Twist, he's the MVP of that round, finding some really good control of the bomb once he gets it down. Takes down the first player towards the connector area. This is a great play. And then just holding up strong, getting in another off angle here. And that's the round over that point. And he tried to do what he could and could have pulled the trigger there towards the end, but very unlikely to get the kill. And we go 4-2. CT's definitely feeling the burn in terms of the economy right now. They're going to have shotguns, Deagles, Famas, and he's still on the AWP once again, going for that upper platform pick. Gets it as well, headshot onto Twist. You would have thought they learned the lesson from last round, but apparently not. 5 on 4, and we have got the Mag 7 waiting in towards Pop though, where the terrorists could well come, and here they do.
And they do indeed with force, as Phelps not able to land that second Mag 7 shot. Lucas is there, but this time well and truly over toward the wall, can only manage one. Smoke's gonna go off towards Z Connector, not in front of Bolts though, and he's a lot closer so he can face faster, but Lekro is the AK in position, and smartly so, because it gives them the man advantage. And Henny on the AWP is going to try and get aggressive. No one peeking spots the gun barrel. Backside of the train, that's going to be Powerf on top of the bomb, but he won't expect to, surely, in this position. He is considering it. He's going to see it now. He hits the leg shot. Not enough on Lekro. He gets taken down by Showtime on the call, but there's the lineup from Schneider.
Big round there for Godsent after establishing the AWP, and the low buy was ringing true for Immortals there. Losing the first player. Shoved all in towards the outside side there. Found the first pick and towards that pop dog area. The Mag 7 couldn't deliver the headshots. Had they got one kill and fallen back, that could have been round over at that point, but didn't work out. Once the bomb was down, it's a very difficult retake there for a weakened Immortal. So we're going to round number 8 here. They're going to be on a P250 buy. A couple of USPs chucked in as well. One flashbang. Not going to be particularly stacking towards any area. And there it is. Schneider with the AWP now. He gets the first kill. You see Pronax as well react to this situation, reading it very well. Mag 10, and it's just brutal here. Schneider picks up a second.
Quickly up the ladder. Pistol couldn't do anything about it. Took him a while to line up the shot, but he had all day to do it. Pronax now gets that Mac 10 kill. Showtime able to dodge the nade. Himself against the wall, nearly picks up one as they over-peek that and didn't expect him to cross over, but it's Lekro to close it. 4-4, Godsent right back into this with 3 straight rounds after that. Again, third round buy, that early buy, and then getting reset immediately after. They have pulled this back, and the money for Immortals, they'll buy into this, but it's triple digits at best. Left over.
Yeah, and no AWP as well. So Henry's going to be up against it. They've got limited utility. 4 and 4s and a Famas on Phelps as well. Massive advantage here for Godsent. It's going to be Schneider on the AWP this time. Looking towards main entrance, hoping to get the first pick here. CT's not particularly aggressive at all. Normally in this kind of buy, especially with no kits, if you wanted to look for that first kill, when pushing towards Ivy or having a more aggressive stance towards that inside area, they're in a very default situation right now. Showtime all the way to the board, backtracks inside. That's where the terrorists probably will be heading as well. They're not going to have any confrontation towards those upper halls this time, and do have the potential to do a full execute if they wanted to. Smokes down the ramp, one towards connector, flashbangs go over, and Molotovs onto the site, which you can flush out any lurking CTs here. They're just going to walk straight in as well. They're probably reading there's no AWP available, so Showtime, I think, didn't actually support anyone there as they made their way to the side. They're going to get the bomb down cleanly here. He's got no idea.
Absolutely none at all from this position. This is so peculiar. Not only that, he's going to get pushed up. Twist goes immediately behind the tanker. The common spot to push, though, and Showtime does snap to it.
I think he had a footstep.
Oh, it's still a decent position, but they've lost that advance. So now the rotations, they're all coming from either Z Connector or CT are going to come in aggressively and get some motion in front of the site. But Schneider taking down Phelps. It's good for Pronax. It'll buy more space. Crossover, able to take one. Saw the shadow before he arrived. And Bolts gets Pronax back, but it's still more time bought for Godsent. And Schneider on the high ground. Oh, big shot to miss, though. A second as well. Lucas can hold him off it. They haven't got toward the bomb, and they are on the defusal inside of that smoke. They are going to get away with this. The knife, they can't pull it off. That's Immortals' strategy, not yours. And it will be their round as they just barely get it on the end.
It's so close there. The smoke comes in, and this great team where their Vods is holding off every attacking terrorist player. The knife was the last line of defense there for Godsent. Couldn't find the stab. And that was actually a really strong position for Godsent there. They go into the bomb site undetected. They get a free plant down and Twist. He had the right idea. When you get the bomb plant down in towards the inside site, you want to be pushing down and stopping the rotations. But I think he made a footstep. I was on his screen when he did it, and he gave the position away from Showtime. He had no idea what was going on. He gets the first kill, and a lot of time bought for his teammates as well. So that's huge. We're going to round number 10 now. Immortals still struggling a little bit, but they have got the AWP back in Henny's hands. It's going to be a faster play towards outside here from Godsent.
A different approach with a bit of pressure from Pout toward Ivy. He's been waiting for pushes for the most part. They haven't actually done much more than just send him in this direction. Last round he did put some utility to try and force the CTs back, but aside from that, we haven't seen that sort of two-man setup to try and occupy that position and force the CTs to play the back halls as much inside of A. And this time it's actually going to be The first kill going the way of Immortals. Phelps finding that. Pauf has gotten closer inside of that smoke, but Henny's still waiting.
Yep.
As soon as he arrives, there's a crossfire set.
It was Lekro this time to try and sneak his way into an advantageous position. He goes down first, now it's up to Schneider to try and find a pick with the AWP. They've got control of Ivy as well. CTs are waiting for them to commit before they actually start facing together. Lots of crossfires towards the bonsai here. Schneider can't hit the shot. Lucas takes him down, but Henny, he's going to miss as well. Twist finds a kill, and it's going to be an equal exchange here with the man advantage going in favor of Immortals. Bomb yet to be planted here as it makes its way to the sides.
Good pick by Pronax onto Henny, though, and Pauf is trying to find the same. He's got the information relayed, and Pronax just walks out. Too easy in the end. And we stay at deadlock at 5 right now for both teams.
This is lineup for Pronax there. He goes to the fake plant to try and bait them both around the corner, and that really doesn't work out for them. One was low HP, one had the pistol out. And a little bit sloppy there to kick things off, but it certainly made up for it, that's for sure. It'll be 5-5, economy broken for Immortals. P250, 5-7, USP on Henny, one flashbang in hand as well. And you'd assume this is just Godsent completely taking over this round. No real reason to drop anything here. There's a Molotov towards that upper ramp area once again. And just hold up and wait for the CTs to face and make the first mistake here. Don't need to give any rifles or any weaponry away, considering they have a UMP on Schneider as well.
Bill's cleared with the pistol of Phelps. Gets himself into pop dog, close position. Didn't win that battle last time. He's gonna give information away to Twist, who tries to spray down and potentially catch Phelps off, but he's not quite that close. That's him being relatively passive in this round. Pauf not even down toward Ivy to try and get Henny out of position. So they're waiting for pushes on the Immortals side, knowing that the pistols are up, trying to figure out exactly the read, but Phelps so silent. Twist just having turned around at the last second did catch him off.
Yeah, these sort of rounds, you can't really do much with the CT, especially when you just have some P250s. You've got nothing really to work with. Lucas trying his position once again towards the E-box, but got to be shut down. Godsent playing this very efficiently, making sure they're facing all the angles together. It's Henny coming in from T-spawn, but Pauf locking him down. Great awareness here, not dropping a single kill so far, or even a bit of HP, I don't think. So, going to be Vods in the connector area, hoping he can get a kill and save a weapon here, but I really don't think that's going to be happening. It's a perfect anti-eco here from Godsent, and Twist finishing things off. Good stuff for them. And we'll have a look at the money for Immortals going forward. Oh, they definitely don't have enough to buy. It would be a force at best. And I think they're going to take another eco on the chin here, just get some upgraded pistols once more. I'd like them to see a little bit more dynamic on their eco rounds, maybe like push a few towards inside, or Ivy try and be a bit more active in trying to find the flag instead of just sitting back in a default. It's not really going to work out if Godsent played the round correctly, but that's what they decided to do. Here we go, looks like a little bit more aggressive this time. Two players going towards the lower ramp, they'll go pushing in, which they will. This is better, and that's exactly why you do it. You try and surprise the terrorist and get something rolling.
Well, and they get an AK out of that as well. Fast play from Pronax, there's no one there to get the trade kill. So they're easily able to pull away from that. Lucas is the one with the AK, so even though Phelps goes down and it equals things back up, they still have the weapon to work with. Kit on Lucas as well, but no armor, which undoubtedly plays a factor. In-punch becomes problematic. Pauf's least worked forward on this. He's in a good position here. Lucas, no idea. Oh, but he looks away. The timing off. And now Pauf's dropped a second AK-47, which is in a recoverable position, but there's no one really... Okay, now they have got it over. Okay. Henny was able to bypass Schneider, because if not, he wouldn't have been able to get toward that AK.
What a play from Lucas so far. Gets himself up at the sniper tower here, but Twist going to take him down, equalizing to a 3-on-3. This should put the advantage back in towards the Godsent camp, but it's Vods coming up big there with the Deagle. 3-on-2 now, that equalizing thing. Gets a double, both headshots as well, just at the Henny now. Has managed to get an AK-47, gets one. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Schneider, 40 seconds to play with and the bomb in hand.
And armor, not a factor, because he doesn't have it, Henny, but it's an AWP, so it was dead no matter what, and Henny's able to hold the angle. Schneider can't hit again, and that's a big win for Immortals. They're able to pick up 2 AKs on 2 early kills, both on one a rush and good positional play on the second. And that's another round that Godsent is going to absolutely lament. There's 2 in this half already that should have gone the other direction.
Very impressive round there, especially from Lucas as well. Picks up an AK, there's some serious work. 1 versus 1 in the end that brings Immortals back into this game, ties things up at 6-6. We have got the double orb set up now running for the CTs after taking the eco in the last round. Tons of cash available. First shot comes in, Henny fires towards Ivy. Does spot a player there, that's going to be Pauf, but stuck on the right-hand side now, just be very careful.
Twist waiting for that smoke to dissolve at the upper hallways right now is going to try and cross over, and they can start to get some information on B as well. But again, it's Palf. Solo again. They've done it every single time. Solo toward Ivy, which, again, we talk about a lot of teams putting pressure there, making that the first battle, the first exchange. They haven't done that as much, and it does let Phelps get a little bit more complacent inside the site and keep his focus toward A main instead. Bolt is going to go for the early rotation as well, but Phelps off that position, so they've both given it up. It's really not a factor so far in this game.
Well, judging with the bomb's location right now and the time remaining, it looks like it will be an inside execute twist. This could be running down the lower ramp there, just trying to bait out any utility the CTs may have in hand. Lekro towards upper as well. No orbs available for the T-Zs. They need to be very careful considering it's a double orb setup for the CTs.
Flashing off door for Lekro. Pronax not in a position to walk in on the back of that. They're letting Lekro go for the solo entry. They're trying to force these rotations, but it's Henny to shut Twist down, and that's back out toward Pop Dog, which indicates, okay, wait a minute. They went B and they're back at Pop Dog. It's obviously a fake, and Henny, he finds one more. It's a good read from Immortals. It's down to just Pronax, 10 HP to work with. And the AK and bomb on site, but Henny holds it, and Immortals finally snap the lead away. They haven't had it since it was 4-1.
The default into an inside fake there is Lekro, who was the sacrifice towards the inside area. He does find one kill, but it's not quite enough there. Doesn't force a rotation towards the inside side. Bolts gives a nice early call towards Henny, and he just hits every single shot towards that outside area. So a solid round there from Immortals. It's 7-6 now after that eco win. They really have got back into this game. They actually be breaking the economy of Godsent in round number 14. This is going to have Deagles, PD50s, a couple of flashbangs, that's about it. Once again, Schneider trying to work this main entrance and see if anything's available, but it'd be an absolute travesty for anyone from the CTs to face once they establish that his pistols just hold up. Nice long-range angles available on train. Showtime does feel a little headshot there from a Glock or a PT50. I wasn't quite sure of the sound, but it doesn't take too much for it. It's going to be an outside play by the looks of things, splitting from main and Pop Dog, but the AWP should lock them down now.
Good shot, Phelps. As they waited for it to present itself, Henny with the second AWP takes Pronax, and very straightforward, very clean round for Immortals. That'll put them to 8-6. As we go into round 15, and there's money available for a 5 AK setup. They could have brought an op out from Pronax dropping it over, but they want the utility instead. And Schneider, to be fair, has missed a fair few shots with that AWP that's, unfortunately, I hate to put the blame on him, but been a little bit costly at times.
Yeah, he was lights out on CT with a rifle as soon as he picked up his AWP on the T side. It hasn't really had too much impact. It's been down to the clutch situations with the rifles and getting them rounds. At number 15, last round of the first half, on the third map. Could be the auto sniper from Showtime to finish this half off, where Phelps opens things up, takes down Palf. Up to take 5-on-4 now. A lot of pressure being applied to the terrorists. Going to be making their way towards inside side, but that's where the auto sniper is. Can they hold it off?
He's already missed his first opportunity, Showtime, and he misses his second shot. So bomb is in position. Molotov's going to be late to deny it. It'll go down and do some damage, but that's the best he can hope for regardless. He has hit Twist as he crossed over. And they still have the man advantage on this with low HP now on the T side. Good pickup from Showtime. Twist pushing through though, late, nearly finding two, but Bolt's able to look down and find him inside the smoke. It's Schneider versus 4, and they know exactly where he is. It's going to go 9-6. Immortals closing out the half in style.
Absolutely. It's always nice to see the auto sniper come out these days. We see it normally towards the end of City Half. That's exactly what happens there. They have it towards inside. Manages to spam through that smoke. Doesn't get the initial players crossing over, but does some serious work and damage as the round comes to an end there. So the last 4 going in favor of Immortals, all off the back of that eco win, Matt. So that was a massive round for them to pick up, and they take quite a dominating lead going into the second half. And they did win the pistol again, but it was Godsent picking up that first force buy on the third round. So quite a back and forth affair. There was a moment there where Godsent picked up 3 in a row, and then 2 after it as well, after dropping 1 round. So managing to get a decent amount of rounds on the boards. Pistol obviously going to be very influential. If Immortals can find this on the T side, they put themselves in a great position to finish this series off. Book themselves a place in the grand final here. So we talk about the pistol strategies the terrorists have available here. Obviously, the inside side is normally very favored. We saw Pronax going there by himself. It's normally a place where you can get in there, get the bomb down. The CTs, once they don't kill you and across into the site, it's almost guaranteed you get a plant down, and then it's up to you how you play your clutch situation. But that's what most teams will favor it, and we can have a look at the buy right now. If they get a Molotov, Immortals, that almost guarantees they'll be going towards that inside area. Let's have a look what the buy comes in. There'll be 3 sets of armor so far. Bolts with a smoke and a flashbang. Henny will be getting a smoke as well, so that's yeah, there's the Molotov. So that's going to say that it will be inside eventually. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, it basically means there's a really OP position on the upper platform where you can bounce a Molotov directly onto the bomb And although they won't be going there straight away, I would say that's where they'll probably be ending up at one point. But you can see in the same hand, Godsent have two smokes to potentially extinguish that potential.
Exactly, and that actually 3 smokes. Pronax has one as well, so there's a lot of potential to do exactly that late. Showtime does take down Pronax. Remember, those smokes have been the demise of the pistol rounds for Godsent. Good catch out by Showtime, finding Schneider on the ladder. Nade in hand is poor timing, and Twist is going to try and make up for that and try and get in position to compensate the difference, but he's smoked off and can't get the vision, so it's Pauf instead that has to hit the kill. And with the picks, they don't even need to go back to that strategy and rely on this Molotov. Henny can keep it in position at Pop Dog, where he can lob it over top of the box onto A if needed, because they had all the room in the world to work with. And Twist has 80 HP. They'll hear him running forward to pick up the kit. Again, he has a smoke to work with as much as a flash, but it's Pauf with the armor. Unfortunately, only 8 HP, so effectively useless as they try and get the smoke out. Showtime, no one here with the knife this time, but they spray into it. He's still the one to close the round.
Yeah, nice work there. Both the CTs were pretty low HP, so it's going to be a simple victory there. Like I said, they worked the default at the start of the round, but found those opening frags, and that just opened the floodgates there for them to make their way out towards Ivy and main, and to shut down the CTs at all possible areas. Retake comes in, and there was a chance over the smoke going down, but we've seen how many times that's not really worked out with the CTs trying to defuse when the knife starts swinging, but this time it's the Glock that finishes things off. Round number 2 here, 10-6, and it's not going to be a force buy from Godsent here. Just Twist getting some head armor and a PT-50. The rest of his teammates not investing too heavily. A couple of Deagles. Schneider left on the USP. That suggests he'll be the AWPer on the second half as well. We talk about the inconsistencies of the sniping role of this team. Twist can be phenomenal. We've seen it in previous lineups as well, when he's in Dendity, for example, and we'll see what Schneider can do. After such a fantastic rifle performance on Mirage, it seems like he will be chucked onto all responsibilities on train.
Break out the windows by default. Does let Twist know they are above at that ladder position. Not that that means much, it's pretty common. They bring the pistols back over toward B on it, so perhaps he's trying to anticipate what they're up to. Instead, he's wrong. It's going to be back toward A. That first pick on him opens up the floodgates. Lekro's the first to rotate over, but Deagle can't find the angle of the shot. Pretty straightforward bomb plant going to come in now.
Yeah, it's very difficult on a map like Train to even get anything going with the upgraded pistols, even if they had armor. It'd have to be something like pushing towards Ivy with a flashbang and hoping that someone hits the 1D. It's such a map where you have to be spread so thin and hope the stacks work in your favor, and if Immortals just play a default and try and work out where the CDs may be stacked, they can stick together, trade very effectively on Train. Lots of smokes available to segregate the players as well. That's why you need rifles to actually get those spray down potentials. But 5 players alive for Immortals so far. It's going to be Pauf and Pronax remaining as they both cower towards the inside sides. Pauf is what CD spawn. These sort of hunts aren't really worth it, considering they haven't actually managed to pick up anything here, but I guess they're thinking, well, potentially have armor at this point. Let's try and take it off them. There's the final kill. It's Henny to pick it up with the MP7.
So 11-6. One more round where the CTs won't have weapons. They are building up an okay bank on Pauf. He's up to 3750. If the CT side op's going to be more prominent for them. 2 SMGs stay in the fray.
Yeah, well, they're up against absolutely nothing, right? So you can just try and farm some cash with those residual SMGs, $600 per kill for that weapon. And it's going to be a 4-man stack towards outside here. This is a little bit different, though. So no flashbangs available, but just trying to face at the same time potentially towards main, push in together. See if we can make things a little bit uncomfortable with the team here. It's the first exchange, but it's going to be Henny that gets the first kill with the MP7. No reply just yet. The CTs trying to do what they can, but it's the SMGs and AK stepping up here. Clean sweep, just Pauf remains, and he's actually towards the inside side, so and stacked towards outside. Doesn't really work out for them in any sort of capacity, and it's going to be 12-6. This is the round that counts. You have the AWP available for Schneider and Pauf. They both have money ready to go, and will be Schneider picking it up. It's not a glass cannon, but only body armor. Not a huge deal, but there is a Galil there. Makes it a little more susceptible to that.
Lucas, who is quiet on Mirage, that leads the way right now as well for Immortals. He's up to 20 kills already, 20 and 10. 13 the highest for Twist on Godsent's side, so indicative of the scoreline as well. This time, on this side,
we go.
It's going to be a little bit more toward Ivy. Godsent getting aggressive. Schneider, AWP, wants to find the first shot, but it's Henny instead. Pushed back through. The M4 does manage to get one kill. He knows there's a second one pushing through as he spots bolts, but he's able to get the upper hand in the duel. Finally, we see some Ivy play. Regardless, Twist on the site now has to do a massive job of trying to slow them down on his own. That doesn't work as they go down 2 men. Showtime with the kill, and Electro with a late rotation. Phelps is still in a position where he can watch this. He's not quite in hell. He's in the quad position. Bomb's going to go down in the open, but there's no time for Electro to get there. Instead, he needs to try and hold the angle with the escape. That's not allowed.
Yeah, he's been completely smoked out of position now. Doesn't really have many options here. His teammate Palf is going to be edging into the bomb site here. I feel like this is just a waste of the rifles they have remaining. It's just not going to be possible at this stage. The outside bomb site in training is one of the hardest bomb sites to recover and counter-strike in general. There's so many angles as terrorists to hold, so many grenades, and they can potentially drop on the bomb as well, especially when you're outnumbered like this. But Lekro does manage to pick up an AWP and get 2 kills with it as well. They know where he is. Going to be trying to hunt him down, but they're both towards T-spawn at this point. The angle is going to be too long for them, so he'll be saving this weapon. So all things considered, that's not the worst outcome for him, but it's going to be 4 rounds in a row now for the Immortals and get themselves a pretty decent scoreline here, 13-6. And the money has been broken for the CTs, but like I said, they get the AWP, and they could choose to force buy this if they wanted to. I would suggest they just take the AWP and have some upgraded pistols. Don't go all in on this moment. Give the AWP over to Schneider. Maybe he can do something towards the inside upper platform. That would be something quite interesting. Stack 4 players towards outside. That would be my call right now.
Well, they are going to stack the 4 out there. Electro with the AWP is going to be one of them, though, so it's not all just the pistols. Can't find that first shot through the smoke. It's Phelps instead to get Schneider, but Electro will follow that up. So the AWP manages 1. The gun is inside of the site, but there's a second member that's holding it off. It's Bolts, even though Twist on the other side of the smoke is desperate to try and find it.
Yeah, well, the bomb's going down inside at this point, so it's a very good read there from Immortals. As soon as they saw the AWP was outside, it's an all-in call. Everyone gets to the inside side as fast as you possibly can. Bomb planted. Pronax does find another kill here, but at this point they probably want to be saving these rifles. It's getting pretty dangerous here. Lekro, I feel like he wants a little bit more though, as he makes his way to this connector.
We've all got rifles to work with now, because Pauk has an AK as well, but there goes the AWP. There was only armor on 1. The bomb had been planted for 10 seconds at that point. I'm a bit surprised by that call.
Well, they're going to get maximum loss bonus regardless next round, so they might as well take the risk and try to do something with this, I guess. That's the method behind the madness. So they do have about 2k each across the board, so the money will be fine. It would have been a lot stronger, though, with that AWP and AK saved. I think that would have been the correct call in that situation, considering they have no kits as well. But there it is, 14-6. Immortals coming very close to taking the 3rd map in this series and booking themselves a place in that grand final against either NIP or Astralis. What a scary prospect, I have to say, but still, Immortals definitely been a turbulent side recently, and
exactly that.
It's getting to a grand final is a huge confidence booster, I think, for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And growing into this tournament as it went along, they didn't qualify for the major, which was heartbreaking for them, I'm sure, because a lot of people would have expected it. And coming into this, it looked like things were going to continue to be a struggle, but late in this game, it's them in control. Nade out from Pronax, flash as well, tries to get up and catch Schneider off. Or give, Schneider a better position against Phelps. He manages it, actually, Pronax, to get that kill himself. He spots a second one in through, but that's relayed to Lekro, and he's closed it up. So now Godsent finally coming alive as Twist gets Henny, but Bolts at least got 1 kill to work with. Watch the nade. It's not Lucas that is the intended target, thankfully, because he's on 41. But Bolts will go down regardless, and this is a clean, fast round from Godsent. Good play from Pronax to start it off and get the information.
Yeah, it's just Immortals trying to mix things up there. We discussed it yesterday in the SK game. It's something you can actually chuck in every now and then. It can be very aggressive and fast, and potentially catch out CTs and maybe stacking towards inside or setting something up with the AWP towards Ivy, something like that, and you kind of try and run out and shut them down before they have a chance to respond. But Godsent ready this time. Pronax a decent positioning to get the early call and gets that first frag. Falls back and his teammates are able to capitalize from that point. Begins around number 22. AWP now purchased for Henny. Same story still for Schneider. He'll be AWPing towards the Ivy area once more. It's very difficult to get frags at this point now. A lot of players will be doing the run boost across. Clean face hit over Henny. What a shot that was to take down Schneider and open things up.
Twice he's won that duel at Ivy against Schneider when they were both on AWPs. And that's part of the problem, no doubt, as Phelps this time will stay alive. Get a kill into Twist. Pronax with it all to do on the outer side. He's going to bring Lekro over to try and help him. There's the Palm. Going to come back down from Pop Dog. Another great pick from Phelps.
Yeah, that's round over at this point. Considering the situation in terms of the money, it might be worth saving him. But Pronax with a pretty fortunate shot. They're taking out Phelps. Does give them something to work with here, but the bomb has been planted. Once again, very difficult side to actually take here. Palf coming in from Pop Dog. Pronax is going to have to wait for him to try and surely makes it ours to save, I think.
Yeah,
now.
they have to. I think Pronax was just being cautious that no one was watching the back alley before he wrapped around.
I thought he was waiting for the big moment to arrive and Palf dropped down Pop Dog and potentially got a kill too. But yes, saving the weapons. I'd say this is the right call, but it is going to be series points here for Immortals. They hit 15-7. And it's a difficult decision to make, but saving the AWP and the M4 certainly is the best way to go in this one, I think. At least give you a slightly higher percentage of winning the next round. Money is going to be affected, but with those saved weapons, gives them a slightly few more options here, but I feel like Immortals, it's not a matter of if, it's when. On train here.
He's just trying to spray through the... Oh, that's actually on! They tried desperately to get that gun from Pouf, who ran as fast as he could, and now they force out. Here we go. Gonna need a large string of rounds, 8 of them, just to get into overtime against Immortals. They've played extremely well on train, it has to be said, only giving up 1 round in this second half, so a very, very good T side, despite being down 9-6 at half.
Absolutely.
Or sorry, being up at 9-6 at half and pulling off that pistol. So Molotov to clear the corner. Lucas has 1 job done already over toward B. His Bolt is going to be the one this time to investigate what's going on Ivy. And it is a push from both Twist and Pronax inside of that smoke. They've got the boost up just to watch the angle rather than get overly aggressive this time.
Well,
and it's Twist, by the way, instead of Schneider on the AWP.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, right? Every single map, it seems like they're just having problems working out who's going to be the main AWP here. But towards the inside side, looks like Lekra will get the first kill. Takes down Henny, though. That's the AWP drops, and now those side Addy players need to decide if they're going for this. It's Twist. Finds the confidence, takes down Bolts as well. 5-on-3, they fall back into a more favorable situation now. Bomb is actually going to be in towards those upper halls. It's going to be the terrorist trying to clear out Pop Dog. Options limited. They've got a few smokes remaining. Need to find a kill here, though, before they can actually do anything with this.
Lekra waiting inside of the site has Pouf with him. They can afford to split this up with only 3 members left on Immortals. Lucas will take the high ground. Showtime's in Phelps to go lower, and Pouf's not really watching that, so there is a chance to enter through, but Lekra, good positioning, late look over, does catch them off, and that'll slow them considerably. Phelps wants to cross, doesn't have the confidence to do it, and look at the flank that's coming in. As they continue to slow down Immortals massively in this position, Phelps can't even find the shot. Lekra's got it, and all 5 stay alive, which keeps the money healthy. As it's a dream run that they have to achieve, but there's the first, and round by round is how they'll take it.
Yeah, that's an absolutely perfect round from Godsent there, but you have to think, is it too little too late? As they do need 7 clean rounds in a row here, just to force overtime. There is another buy available here for Immortals, so the pressure still being applied from the terrorist side. They're going to round number 24. These aggressive Ivy plays seem to be working out quite nicely for Godsent. Looks like another one will be coming in. Straight up there, Twist with that AWP once again. It could be a very similar setup here with him and Pronax boosted up. And I guess they didn't get spotted last round at all when they were doing this, so why not? Let's see if we can get a first pick here, but very defensive play here from Immortals. You see Vods onto that T-spawn dumpster, Phelps holding A main, and no one going to be pushing in just yet. On the other side of the map, it's Pouf. He's towards inside by himself, and Twist, pointed out before, Schneider potentially not feeling the AWP today, so it's going to be Twist taking over for the responsibility.
Well, and it took a while before that switch was made, but Schneider definitely had some struggles in this game. We mentioned it as well, Henny beating him twice in that position. Twist now has it instead, so that's a direct call in response to that. And a lot more pressure on Ivy from Godsent this time on their CT side. And only Pronax there, but good shot from Phelps. That takes down the AWP. Schneider's closer on top of Blue Train, but spotted, has to fall away. Nade out will do slight damage to Phelps as he tries to get back in position, but spotted up. The head shown, Schneider hits the shot, down to 17 HP in the process. The bomb right now is looking to go to the inner sight, and Lekra's going to be here on the rotation to spot it, drops it as well. Pouf needs to come up big against Bolts to deny it because Showtime, he's made his way in toward the Z connector. It's all on Schneider, and this could end right now because he's only got 17 HP. And look at Showtime's position. Schneider's going to wait. That'll give away the shoulder, but it doesn't matter. Showtime's hit it. And Immortals will make it through to the grand final of DreamHack Summer.
They started off slow in this tournament, like you said, they've been getting stronger and stronger, staying alive just about, and that's